Daniel thought he was just sending a harmless text to his wife. You know, the usual, "Hey, what time will you be home?" kind of text. Simple, innocent, mundane. But what happened next? Well, let's just say Daniel's idea of a normal evening was about to get really weird. At first, he didn't think much of it. His wife always reads texts instantly. But then, the picture arrived. And it wasn't a selfie. Oh no, it was him, from outside their living room window. Yep, Daniel was already home. Or at least, that's what he thought. Imagine that for a second. You're chilling on your couch, maybe in your favorite sweatpants with a half-eaten bag of chips on the table, and your own phone just proved you're not alone. At first, Daniel thought, okay, maybe it's a joke. Maybe my wife hired one of those creepy prank apps. But deep down, he knew it wasn't a joke. See, most people would call the cops at this point. Daniel, he called himself a genius instead, because nothing says bravery quite like staying put while someone is literally outside your window, watching you. Now, here's where it gets weird. Daniel started hearing things. Little sounds like footsteps pacing just beyond the glass. Every so often, a shadow flickered. And every time he glanced at his phone, another message, another photo. Yep. They had been inside the house the whole time, sitting there, taking pictures, and Daniel still not leaving the couch, genius level. This is fine, totally fine. Right, totally fine. Except totally fine is how horror movies start. And yes, Daniel's life had officially become a horror movie. Daniel, being a guy who likes to think of himself as practically a tactical genius, started to strategize. If they're inside, maybe I can, I don't know, text them back? Brilliant. Why call the cops when you can send passive-aggressive texts, right? Phone buzzes. Daniel hesitates, then types, funny costume? Where'd you get it? Phone buzzes immediately. Incoming message, a selfie of Daniel holding the phone, taken from the hallway. Caption, thanks. I made it myself. And that's when Daniel realized the intruder had a sense of humor, a really dark, creepy sense of humor. You have to admire the audacity. I mean, most home invaders are boring. Break in, grab stuff, leave. Not this one. This one was living rent-free in Daniel's terror. By now, Daniel's mind was racing. Every creak, every whisper of wind, every passing car outside. He was convinced they were all signs of more photos to come. And they were right. The messages didn't stop. And then the kicker, the photo of him sleeping, taken from inside the living room. Daniel wasn't just being watched. He was being cataloged, like some kind of terrifying, passive-aggressive photo album. Okay. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe it's a very weird friend. Yes, because nothing screams friendship quite like secretly photographing someone inside their own home and texting them, "I'm already here." Totally normal behavior. Daniel tried everything. He barricaded the doors. He double-checked the windows. He even considered using his dog, but the dog was asleep, ignoring the entire drama. Classic dog. And that's when he realized they were inside the house the entire time. Not outside, not in the bushes. Inside, watching him, waiting, enjoying the show. At this point, Daniel stopped trying to be clever. He stopped trying to be heroic. He just watched the phone like a trapped audience member in a very, very weird theater show. And then, the thing about suspense is this: it never stops. Every sound, every flash of shadow, every message, it was a reminder. Daniel wasn't in control, not even a little, and the more he tried to control it, the more helpless he became. Phone buzzes one final time. Daniel picks it up. Photo. A close-up of his face, smiling nervously. Text: "You should smile more." Daniel realized the intruder wasn't trying to steal his stuff, not his money, not his electronics. They were here for something much simpler. To watch him squirm, and watch him squirm they did. And just like that, the evening stretched on. Hours passed. Daniel stayed put. The intruder stayed, silent, watching, waiting, texting, enjoying. The show of one very terrified, very passive-aggressive man. Camera slowly zooms out. Dark, eerie quiet. Phone buzzes one last time. Text: "Good night, Daniel." Photo: the living room, empty. No one in sight. And just like that, they were gone. No signs of forced entry, no fingerprints, nothing. Just a lingering feeling that maybe, just maybe, the intruder had been closer than Daniel could ever imagine. Daniel's wife came home later that night, completely normal, totally oblivious to the psychological warfare that had just unfolded inside their own living room. And Daniel, he never forgot that look, that feeling, that red receipt. So here's the lesson, folks. Next time you see that little read receipt pop up instantly, maybe pause just for a second. Because sometimes the person on the other side might already be closer than you think. Text overlay on screen. Would you survive being left on red by someone already inside? Stay alert, stay safe, and maybe keep your doors locked, or at least your phones on airplane mode. Liked this story? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more terrifying tales you won't want to text your friends about.